Ladies and gentlemen, live from the West Bank of the Flats, it's your boy LG with Cleveland Sports 360. Today's guest, my man Joey Caggiano of NewBrownsMusic.com and Debbie Polidori of Vemma. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's your boy you love, LG.
Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Cleveland Sports 360 show, coming at you live from the ClevelandTalkSports.com studios on the West Bank of the Flats. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight joining us live in the studio, the man behind NewBrownsMusic.com and the CD you're going to be hearing playing, especially Pittsburgh Sucks, Joey Caggiano, and his partner of getting his team healthy, Debbie Polidori from Vemma. Vemma is the new drink that's out there with all the vitamins and nutrients. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but right now, folks, we just want you to know we're going to talk with Joey Caggiano from New Browns Music. We're going to go over a little bit of what happened in the Pittsburgh game, especially that cheap shot, Joey, that we saw James Harrison pull on Colt McCoy, man. What were you guys at New Browns Music thinking when that happened, man?
Oh, man, we were irate. That was a terrible cheap shot and pretty typical of what Harrison does. And it was just another typical cheap shot that Steelers do. My son got a cheap shot that morning, too. My son Dominic from a Steeler fan. So it's just running rampant from these inbred people.
Well, I tell you, that's the thing, man. These people in Pennsylvania will go to any extent to try to cover stuff up, man. I mean, we saw it with the sex scandal with the Ben Roethlisberger does his best work in the ladies' room. Allegedly, he raped a victim down there in Georgia. He got away with it. How long was Penn State covering up the tactics that this Jerry Sandusky was pulling on little boys in the shower? These people are coming out from the woodwork, and it's no wonder these degenerate Pittsburgh Steeler fans will go out of their way to cover this James Harrison's hit. Hey, Deborah, close your eyes for a minute here and keep them closed, will you? Hey, Pittsburgh people, if you're tuning in tonight, and I know you are because you've been harassing me all week. You see this? Here, take a look at this. See this? See this, Pittsburgh? Kiss my ass. That's what I'm telling you. Kiss it right there, baby. You don't mess with LG when it comes time to take on the Cleveland Browns against Pittsburgh and tell me that I'm full of it when it comes to writing the truth, man. You can kiss my hairy white ass right on public square. Okay, Debbie, you can open your eyes now.
Wow.
You know, Joey, I just can't get over all the people that came to ClevelandSports360.com this weekend to try to rebuke the fact that Harrison's a dirty player, man. What would you guys say about that, man?
Extremely dirty. As a matter of fact, we'd have a new song idea for him, too. And I'll tell you what, I think Pittsburgh Sucks is your favorite song right about it.
I love that song, Pittsburgh Sucks, NewBrownsMusic.com. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, visit the website, NewBrownsMusic.com. Get yourself a copy of this great CD. If the Browns had a winning season out there, you know this CD would be... Joey, you wouldn't be able to keep these things in stock. I mean, Debbie, you used to sing for Bernie Kosar, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
I did. I used to sing with a band called The Spice of Life. Then I had a group called Debbie and the Debutantes, and we would do his annual golf classic.
People don't realize that Debbie Polidori here is behind his, she's involved with this Vemma. I mean, look at her, ladies and gentlemen. She looks fantastic. A mother of 9 children right here live in our studio. Unbelievable shape you're in. Do you owe some of this to this Vemma?
I do. It's actually called Vemma.
Vemma.
It's spelled Vemma, though. It's spelled Vemma. But it's called Vemma, and I've actually been blessed to have been taking the best nutrients for quite some time now. That's having so many kids has gotten me involved with nutrition years ago, and this is a fairly new company, and I absolutely love their products. They're
okay, well, we're going to get into this in a little bit here, but right now I think we have a caller coming in on the phone lines already. I hope it's not a Pittsburgh fan that we might have upset, but if it is, hey, tough shit, man. Learn how to deal with your dirty players. Phone, are you there, caller?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
It's not you again, is it?
It's me. I just got to ask you a question.
Okay, shoot.
Did you wash that big ass before you did that?
Absolutely, man. LG never goes out of the house with a dirty ass. You know better than even, my personal hygiene is second to none, man. I can guarantee you that.
Well, I gotta make sure because that young lady you're sitting next to.
I told her, close your
I did
eyes.
not look.
I said, make sure you keep
How
your
did
eyes
you
closed.
miss?
I gave her fair warning, man.
How do you miss that? Eyes closed or nothing. You better start drinking. Put that bottle down and get a bottle of what she's talking about.
Hey, we're going to sample this, and we're going to get healthy, and that's the key. Joey Caggiano wants healthy people in his Browns New Music organization. This is the official drink of brownsnewmusic.com, man. And what about you, caller? You sound, every week you seem to call just to piss me off a little bit.
And how am I doing at it?
Well, sometimes you get my blood pressure raised up a little bit, and sometimes I can deal with a douchebag like yourself. So, what's what's up this week? What'd you think of that cheap shot from Harrison on Colt McCoy?
You've been calling me a cheap shot for 50 freaking years. A douchebag, anyways, for 50 years. Probably since the day I was born.
Well, what'd you think of the cheap shot that Harrison performed on Colt McCoy the other night?
What's new? That dude is a dirty fool. I don't care what anybody says, whether it's the Browns or anybody.
Hey, we had Kenyon Johnson look on the internet right before we went live here tonight with the Cleveland Sports 360 show, and we haven't found anything yet from the NFL on a Harrison suspension. Caller, do you know anything about that, man?
Well, I was watching last night, and they were talking that they're going to just probably fine him because he ran 5 yards, supposedly, with the ball. There's something in the rule that if a quarterback becomes a running back after running 5 yards. Now, that's
Well, once you leave the pocket, the rule is that you're a running back. But the problem is you don't hit people helmet to helmet. That's a rule in the NFL. Joey, that's a rule this year, right?
Yeah, and I watched that play over probably 10 times, and he directly led with his helmet.
Well, and there's no doubt in my mind. This guy's been getting away with this for the last 3 years. And if you don't think that they're being coached to do that, think about what happened. First they went after Colt out of bounds, okay? Their safety or somebody hit him out of bounds. Yeah, did he try to pull up? I'm not so sure. But all this took place after Roethlisberger went out, okay? So you can't tell me in that halftime that coach of theirs didn't tell him, go get him. The man's a dirty player. I don't care if he was playing against New England. I'd still be saying he's a dirty player.
Well, as a matter of fact, the Pittsburgh Steelers did sustain a fine this year from a hit they did in New England. I think it was either Palomalu or that other safety, right, Joey? I mean, which guy was that?
Yeah, and they're going to get another fine after this game for sure.
Yeah, but a fine or a suspension? See,
I think it's suspension,
I truly
actually.
believe the team's picking up these fines.
Well, I'll tell you one thing right now, man. Harrison was fined $125,000 last year. It doesn't teach a beast like him. There's been a lot of people saying the Browns people are just pissed off because we don't have 11 Harrisons on our team. Well, truthfully, LG always plays by the rules. I never bend the rules. And, I know a cheap shot when I see one, man. I would not want 11 guys on my team that go out and make cheap shots. Now, there's ways to get to the quarterback, take out a knee, do this, do that. You don't have to hit him helmet to helmet, man. That's bullshit. I think Harrison needs to be kicked out of at least 2 games. I compared it to the Sue deal in Detroit, and people go, I'm nuts because Sue deliberately stepped on a guy. Well, Harrison deliberately went headhunting this week.
LG.
And yeah, what's up?
But let's say Colt McCoy gets back up, leads us to a winning drive. Would you even care about that hit?
Absolutely, I would care about the hit because it's still, look what he did to Massaquoi last year. Massaquoi's a Cleveland Browns player, went through the entire college career, never sustained an injury, and Massaquoi to this day hasn't been able to reproduce what he was last season, Kenyon.
He can't reproduce.
Let me ask you
He
guys
can't,
a
man.
question.
No, he can.
That has nothing to do with the hit.
He can't reproduce his performance on the field. I don't know about his children bearing capabilities. You'd have to hit him pretty hard in the head to knock the brain all the way down into the scrotum sac, man, to dislodge some testicles so that the tube carrying the jizz isn't going into the right spot anymore, man.
The tooth.
There you got problems, and I tell you, if we don't stop Harrison, one of these days we're going to see that happening too, man. Hey, caller, we're going to have to let you go, but give us a call.
Wait a minute.
What?
In boxing, In boxing, let's compare sports. If a guy gets knocked out for 10 seconds, he's done. Am I right?
Well, I want to tell you something. Let's touch on that subject. A couple of weeks ago, we had the great Herman Fontenot on the Cleveland Sports 360 show, and I don't want to compare apples to oranges or anything like that, but back in the day, man, these guys were getting their bells rung, going to the sideline, Herman told me, taking smelling salts, and coming right back into the game as soon as the play was over, man. You know?
That's Herman now.
So Herman Fontenot just pulled up in front of our studio. What's that?
That's the game back then, you know?
Well, regardless, I know that's why some of these guys are having problems, but, you know...
these guys that played in the NFL today, the ones that are still alive back in those days, they got mush for brains. I mean, they got some real serious problems.
Well,
Mike Webster, how many times was he a Pro Bowl guy? Let's talk about the Steelers. Man was living in the back of his car. He had no brain left.
well, there's a lot of these guys that don't have any brains when they start out, too. You got to really analyze that. You know, that's why you need... Tell us, does this help? Vemma. Vemma protects your brain cells, believe it or not. It really does, too, I bet.
It does.
Well, I
really
hope
help.
Vemma makes your ass shrink, too, because you need to lose some of that ass.
Okay, you douchebag son of a bitch. Make sure you call in next week, too. Same time, same show. Cleveland Sports 360. We're going to have to let you go because we got other things to cover. We really appreciate your calls. And, you know, when I see you next time, I'm going to punch you right in the face. You got that? He's gone. Thank God for that. Now we can get back to real sports talk here with the newbrownsmusic.com. Joey, tell us about these songs, man. How do you guys come up with this stuff, man?
Man, we just love the Browns. We're diehard Browns fans, and we haven't heard a new Browns song since Bernie. So going down to tailgate, we just wanted to hear new Browns music. So we just started singing and making new Browns songs, and it just kind of took off from there.
Okay, so your partner that's down in Florida, he helps produce and write some of this material, right? Tell us a little bit about Brad.
There's just two of us. It's Brad and I, and we do all the music. Actually, it's really a one-man band because Brad does all the music. Brad can sing any genre, whether it be rock, rap, or country. He can write, and he can play just about any instrument. So I thought Brad's talents was amazing to me in my whole life. We've been friends for about 20 years, and we've been Browns fans, and I just kind of wanted to put the two together, do something with his music, do something for the Browns fans, and you know, for our fanhood. We love the Browns, and we wanted to sing about them.
And you know, speaking of singing, Debbie over here is a professional singer. Has done parties for Bernie Kosar. What's your favorite song, Debbie?
Oh, gosh. I don't know that I have a favorite song, but I have some favorite singers. I'm a huge Beyonce fan.
Well, give us a little Beyonce while we get ready to go on the break here. Come on, sing us a tune. LG's got to take a quick leave here. Give us a tune until we go to break.
How about a Christmas song? Santa Baby.
Herman.
That's all I remember the first line.
Actually, we're gonna get her booked into singing some female vocalist spots on our Browns music. Herman Fontenot just walked in. Come on, Herman, have a seat.
I knew it was her.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. A surprise visitor in the studio with us tonight. Herman Fontenot, number 28 from the old days when the Cleveland Browns used to win football games. Herman is a big believer in the new Browns music. Isn't that right, Herman?
Oh, that's right. That's why I'm down here. But I heard they have a special guest as well. So Joey Caggiano, he's doing a good job. So I'm only coming down to say hello, but most of all to support Joe and the new Browns music because I keep telling them once the Browns start to win, maybe they have a reason to sing.
That's right.
Well, I hope that reason comes pretty fast, Herman, man. We've been crying a lot lately, and we're going to get you set up here, and you can join us on the show, Herman.
No, I think I'm going to sit. I think I'll sit out back and let Joey do his thing. I've already had an opportunity.
Okay, there you have it, folks. Herman Fontenot, number 28. He'll be in Cleveland for about a few more weeks, 25 more days. He's been doing great work with the Eddie Johnson Memorial Foundation, him and guys like Reggie Langhorne, other people involved. You can't say enough good things about the kindness of these ex-Cleveland Brown players' hearts, how they helped so many other people, man. We're going to take a short break, about 2 minutes. We're going to come back with more of the Cleveland Sports 360 show live from the West Bank of the Flats at clevelandtalksports.com.
the ring. Look for the bus and the bunch ball. Little cake bowling. Step up and connect four. Play a little Drinko. A nation full of canines, eyes on the ball. Sound of the pound, pounding in the hall. Time to party with the Browns bunch. You can hear the bargain. Cleveland lives football. This is how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns! Go, you know how we do it. Go Browns! Go Browns! Go Browns!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more of the Cleveland Sports 3 show. If you missed the first segment, you missed a hell of a segment where we told those Pittsburgh Steelers fans that they can kiss LG's hairy white ass on public square for those unbelievers that think Harrison is a fine football player that doesn't play dirty. I hope you're enjoying the music from New Browns Music. NewBrownsMusic.com, Joey Caggiano, and don't forget we got Deborah Polidori here with Vemma, and this is a juice that we're going to get into a little bit later in the show, and we're going to all sample it. You can see it comes in all different shapes, sizes, and forms. This is the official drink of NewBrownsMusic.com, right, Joey?
Well, yeah, I've been looking for something to get healthy for a long time now, and I got 4 kids, and they're not getting the nutrition they need, so we've been looking for a while, and we came across Debbie, who has 9 children.
9 kids. Debbie, can you stand up just for a minute? Stand up a little bit here. Look at this lady, folks. She has 9 children. Debbie, how long have you been on this, Vemma?
I've been on it since the summertime when I discovered this company. A friend of mine turned me on to it, actually, and I was taking something else, which I thought was really the best thing out there, and I started taking this, and I was convinced after just a couple weeks this was much better.
How do you feel now compared to how you felt when you first started?
I have really, really good energy.
Unbelievable, man. And we're going to talk about it a little bit later. Joey, tell us a little bit more about New Browns Music. I understand you also have fan anthems as well.
Yeah, we're developing into fan anthems, and that's a national company that we're putting together in which we want to expand for all the other football teams, baseball and basketball teams. And we just unleashed our newest song for the Green Bay Packers with fan anthems. And what we're intending to do in the future is have a battle of the bands throughout the country that's going to help everyone get on the appropriate albums for their favorite teams. And fan anthems is kind of just going to bring them all together.
So how's the song for the Green Bay Packers? Does this have anything to do with them being 13-0 now?
Yeah, it actually does, and you know, a little bit of our heart goes into it because of Clay Matthews.
Absolutely, man. I want to interrupt you on that point right there. I wrote an article last night, man, and I said Clay Matthews just did something that his father never got to do with the Cleveland Browns. 13-0, man. And I even put a picture of the kid in there with the, he reminds me of his father in a way. I mean, his hair's a little bit longer, but Clay
He's
always.
the next generation of his father.
Unbelievable, man.
Definitely.
What a football family. Herman Fontenot and I were talking about these guys like Clay Matthews and, the Golick brothers. But, I mean, Matthews with Clay Matthews, Bruce Matthews. And now we got his kid in the league. What are we going to look at? 16 years of the kid, too? I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's just a shame they're not in orange and brown. And, something's got to happen in our recruiting process that we bring back the sons of our forefathers at least. I want to see Minifield on the team. I'd like to see some of these players make it in Browns uniforms.
We just got to get somebody in a Browns uniform that's going to be able to play a little bit of football. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you've been listening. You just might have tuned in. We got the newbrownsmusic.com. Joey Caggiano, the official drink of New Browns Music. Vemma with Debbie Polidori here. And I believe we're going to go live on the phone from Florida. Brad, who is Joseph's partner in the newbrownsmusic.com. Tell us a little bit about Brad real quick.
Brad is just a genuine wonderful person. He's one of my best friends. We've been working together for years, and he's super, super, super talented. The kid can play any instrument and sing any genre of song. So it's just so much fun to work with him. And besides the fact we're friends and we're Browns fans, it makes it really easy.
Hey, Brad, are you there with us?
I'm here. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing
Good.
fantastic.
What's up, buddy?
How are you, man?
I'm feeling great, How's it going?
It's going well. I mean, we've been playing the new Browns music on the phone line. I mean, on the air with us. We've been talking about Vemma, the new official drink of newbrownsmusic.com. And we were waiting to get you on the air to tell us a little bit about how you and Joey hooked up and what made you first start writing these Browns tunes, man.
Well, it was probably, I think it was probably somewhere around, I'd say, 06. And, Joey and I had always bantered back and forth about the Browns, and we'd always enjoyed the Bernie song. And so we were talking on the phone one day, and we kind of, the phrase "We Bleed Orange and Brown" popped in our head, started talking about that, picked up the guitar and started strumming. And I think by the end of the day, we had hacked out the first version of "We Bleed Orange and Brown," and then it's just kind of evolved from there.
Now,
And,
you're down in Florida now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Orlando.
And where did you originate from, the Cleveland area?
Yeah, I was born in Cleveland. I was raised in Aurora, right there near SeaWorld. And then after I finished college, lived in Cleveland for a couple years, and then just had an opportunity down in Florida to work at a recording studio. So I moved down here, and I've been down here since 2000. But my heart's always stayed in Cleveland, and still represent the Browns, so it's the best of both worlds.
Well, how about that, man? I mean, Joey's a class act, and you guys hooked up. Joey, what do you have to add to this conversation?
I just love working with Brad, and I think he doesn't explain exactly what he does for New Browns Music. I mean, the fact that we can come up with a theme or an idea for any type of genre, whether it be country, rap, or rock, and he can belt it out, just amazes me. He's a very talented person, and it's fun working with him, and we've got some big plans for next season and for the future with New Browns Music.
I want to ask both of you guys a question because it's obvious you guys are avid Browns fans. This coming up draft, you saw the Heisman Trophy. You see some of the players in college. Who do you want the Browns to pick in their first-round pick this year?
Man, that's the secret question everybody's been asking. I'm going to have to go with a first-round quarterback. I love Colt McCoy, but he's a third-round quarterback, and if we have the opportunity to go get a first-round quarterback, we're going to need two quarterbacks going in the future anyhow. If Colt's going to be the starter or if he's going to be an ample second-string quarterback, if we have a chance to get a first-string, because I don't see us picking in the first round again for a long time.
Well, we have two first-round picks, don't we, Kenyon?
Right now, if we pick today, we will be picking 7 and 21.
Yeah, so, I mean, in the first round, though.
And we're going to lose the next 3 games, so we'll probably get a top 5 pick. No.
There's positive thinking.
Well, it looks pretty much like Seneca Wallace could be starting this Sunday. I mean, Colt missed practice today, and the coach was asked if he's going to play on Sunday. And I don't believe he is going to play this coming Sunday. So I believe we're going to see Seneca out there in the desert in Arizona, and we're gonna probably see a Browns victory. And I'm not going to just contribute it to the fact that Seneca Wallace is playing in the game. I'm going to go on the line, and I'm going to tell you guys, we were kicking the hell out of Pittsburgh last Thursday night, man. I mean, you got Joe Hayden falls down, blows the coverage on that one big play where the guy could have, an 8-yard hitch pass. He takes it 79 yards down the field. If Hayden doesn't fall down on that play, who the hell knows what's going to happen, man? And the whole thing could have turned around. Our defense hung in that game tremendously. So Brad, you work in a recording studio. Are you an engineer down there or what?
Yeah, I do. I really kind of hover back and forth between working in the field. I do producing in the field, and then I bring a lot of the audio that I capture in the field into the studio. So, I do a lot of work. I do work with the Golf Channel and Wilson Tennis. Do some work with Atlantis and the Bahamas. I've been to the Bahamas quite a bit for last couple years, and then you fill up the rest of the time working on music and writing music and trying to. We always hope that. That the players hear some of these songs that we write, because we get so much great feedback from everybody online, and we get a lot of emails from people. People will send us a picture, hey, woke up to Pittsburgh sucks this morning, or
Great tune. I got to tell you right now, Joey already knows that's one of LG's all-time favorite tunes so far. I mean, I just can't believe that song fits the occasion as well as it does. But I mean, it sums the whole thing right up there. NewBrownsMusic.com. If you do anything, folks, get your butts onto NewBrownsMusic.com. If anything, buy this for your loved ones for Christmas, because it's worth it just for the Pittsburgh Sucks tune. Hey, Brad, I just got to ask you a question. You being down there in Orlando and you're in the recording industry, you wouldn't happen to know a friend of mine, Roland, down there with the Smooth Jazz guys, do you? Roland, short ball. He's like a concert promoter.
It's one of those. That's one of those names that
Roland Bavard. I can't even pronounce his last name properly, so don't even worry about it. I'm just wondering, because he's big time down there in the promoting.
LG's got people everywhere.
Oh, absolutely, man, because LG was in the music business. I was telling Joey back in the 80s when the Browns were winning, when guys like Herman Fontenot were on the team, man, players that could get out there and kick some butt and win a football game, man. We used to write quite a few Browns tunes. I was lucky enough to be involved in a band. We practiced in Chagrin Falls. Make a long story short, the guy was friends with Joe Rose, 3WE. We probably did 5 or 6 Browns tunes. I just laid down all the drumming tracks, and they were played on the radio every day on the Joe Rose tunes.
Awesome.
So some of them were kind of funny, man. I mean, they were funny tunes, man. I mean, we even did one when Reagan bombed Muammar Gaddafi. We did a song about that too, and that got put on the radio. It was, I mean, this guy Roy West in the country western place out there back in the 50s, and he had his own radio show here in Cleveland. So writing tunes is a little bit in LG's blood. Maybe I'll pop one out for you guys, man.
That'd be great.
Hey, we're gonna have to take another break. Brad, do you want to hang on the phone through the break, and we'll come back in 2 minutes, or do you want to just say goodbye now? We're gonna leave that up to you, but we would definitely like to talk to you a few more minutes. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll hang out. I can hang out for a
2-minute break. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if you're looking for a financial advisor, you want to get down and put yourself a 401k plan together, or if you want to put a 401k plan together for your entire company, Vicky Manarino at Raymond James is standing by to take your calls at 440-516-7550, 5 days a week from 9 to 5 p.m., or you can call Vicky toll-free, 888-289-7550. If you're in trouble with the law, you need a lawyer, it doesn't matter. Maybe you had a car accident, you need a personal injury representation. Larry Hupert's attorney at law is standing by. You can talk to Larry anytime. He's a great guy. He's been a lawyer for a long time. You're never going to find a more, well, I shouldn't say this because it puts lawyers in a category of being dishonest, but you never find a more honest lawyer than Larry Hupert's. You can give Larry a call at his office, 216-378-2130, or you can reach Larry on his cell phone anytime you may need a lawyer, 216-789-2092. We're going to take a 2-minute break from the Cleveland Sports 360 show. We got more of the new Browns music. When we come back, Joe Caggiano, I just blew that, Joey Caggiano and Debbie Polidori from Vemma. We're going to get into Vemma shortly after the break. We're going to talk a little bit more with Brad. We'll be right back with more of the Cleveland Sports 360 show in a minute and 30 seconds.
To the past we say bye, bye, bye. As our team gets better, confidence gets bigger. Have them looking at the competition and they're laughing like, what? Ain't nothing. Blame it on the fumble, make you wanna crumble. Blame it on the drive, make you wanna cry. Blame it on Modell. Blame it on Modell. Blame it on the red right. Blame it on a pass, on an interception. Blame it on a bad snap. Blame it on to the back of tailgating with the bruise and the cup, screaming Cleveland is the best. They throw their hands up in the sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cleveland Sports 360 show. We Joe Caggiano from BrownsNewMusic.com, fan anthems, and we got Debbie Polidori from Vemma. We're going to get into a little bit of this Vemma. We got Joe's songwriting partner on the phone all the way from Orlando, Florida. Brad, you still there, buddy? Hello, Brad.
Hey.
Thanks for sticking in there for that break. So tell us a little bit more. What can we look forward to from NewBrownsMusic.com after the first of the year?
Well, we want to just stay consistent. What we really like is we like when people leave us. I guess just comments. We get a lot of emails, and so for 2012, we're just going to be focusing on the core of the team and some of the core, I guess, highlights of the year, and just try to come up with ideas that keep people excited through the year, and just keep looking forward to a Browns organization. We always hear everyone always hears the comments about there's always next year and things like that, but I think that there's some real promise in the executive area of the Browns, Holmgren in the upper office and things like that. And he created quite a dynasty for Green Bay, and now that he's with Cleveland, I think that he's got his vision set for kind of doing it all over. And so
how about a nice Mike Holmgren song? Are we going to look forward to anything like that, Joey?
Well, we just did Orange and Brown Revolution song, and we didn't quite name Holmgren in it completely, but we're thinking about it. I mean, depending on how the actions take place in the offseason and what they do at the beginning of next season, he can earn a song.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to look forward to a Mike Holmgren song. And I tell you guys, like I said, I don't want to butt into your business, but I might throw one together for you and send it to you in an email, and you guys can see what you think, man.
LG, actually, we love that. We get that a lot. We get emails of song ideas, and we love that.
Yeah, well, hey, Brad, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for calling us on the phone tonight. Kenyon just came in and stole another Vemma drink. He just loves this stuff. He's been introduced to it tonight. Brad, tell your people down there in Florida all about this Vemma. It's on the it's definitely on the new brownsmusic.com website. We're going to get into a little bit of that. Anything else you want to add? How do these people get a hold of you, Brad?
Well, the best way to get a hold of, I guess, New Browns Music in general is if you send an email to bark@newbrownsmusic.com, bark@newbrownsmusic.com, or just hit us up on Facebook, like us on Facebook, and jump in the conversation. We have a lot of fun with everybody on Facebook. And, if you're looking to get the music, you can go to the website. You can order the music there. Also, if you go on iTunes, just go into iTunes, type in New Browns Music, check out the album, and it'll download right to your smartphone.
I'll tell you, I was telling people, if just for the Pittsburgh Sucks song, you got to pick up this CD. So I'm glad you have it on iTunes. You could probably just buy the single too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to get the Pittsburgh Sucks song for somebody you love for Christmas. We got one more game left with these cheap-ass bastards from Pittsburgh. And hopefully when they come into Cleveland, it'll be actually next year because it's January 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we actually, one of our plans is we're going to have Brad perform a lot next year. Hopefully the Browns will keep up or start their winning ways next year, and we'll be able to celebrate with some live performances. We've had a lot of support from the Browns backers groups. One of our bigger supporters, the Pumpkin Nation backers, they've supported us a lot, so we made a song for them. The Firefighter Browns backers, Burnt River Browns backers. There's a lot of great groups out there that have supported New Browns music, and next year we want to support them with some of the shows that we plan on doing as well.
Brad, when you come to Cleveland to do some of these shows, look me up, buddy. We're going to go out, hit the town, have a couple of brewskis, and we definitely get your butt in this chair over here, so make sure you're here on a Monday night. You got that, pal?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, LG, for having us on, and also a huge shout-out to Herman Fontenot for all his love and support to New Browns music. We love you, Herman.
Hey, I want to hear a Herman Fontenot song come out of you, man, because this guy has a heart of gold, and somewhere there's a song to be made. I just love Herman, too. I have had the pleasure of having him on the show. What a gentleman.
LG, man, you're so right on that. He is deserving of a song, too, and that's one of our focuses on the future next year is we made songs for Colt McCoy, Peyton Hillis, and a few other players in the past year, and some have been deserving of their songs like Joe Thomas, and some of them haven't, and so we're going to be a little cautious on who we make songs for in the future as far as players go, but he's definitely on the list. He's done a lot for us. And the
only Brown to have touchdowns in consecutive playoff games, Herman Fontenot, better than Jimmy Brown, man.
Yeah, and that winning playoff game that came after that big drought we had, so.
Oh, man. I'm not here. It's not my day, but I want to say hello, Big Brad. Ready for you to put them dreadlocks on and come out here and do a song, big fella.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, Brad?
I'm feeling good. Shout out to you, dude.
All right on, man. Well, look, I'm here to support you since day one. I truly believe that once the Browns give us a reason to start singing, you're on your way, man. So just keep doing what you're doing. I believe in it. That's why I'm here with you. You and Joe are great guys, and, that's what we need. We need something to pick up these fans and just keep plugging away. One day, you're going to realize that they've won 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, they've won 4, 5, and everybody's going to start screaming again, man. So you got to keep your head down and keep pushing and never give up on your dream.
Hey, Herman.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, dude.
Herman, not to interrupt you, but I tell you right now, even if the Browns aren't winning, these fans need to pick up this CD just for the Pittsburgh Sucks tune, Herman. It fits the occasion. We got one more home game. Herman, nobody knows more about Pittsburgh and Cleveland rivalries than you, man.
Well, but I understand, but I never had a problem with Pittsburgh, so we always were singing. If you know the history from 85 through 89. So
we used to kick butt back then, man.
All the time.
Right.
But in the meantime, like I said, keep jabbing. Keep writing, keep your head down, because nothing that comes to you in a big way is going to be easy, so you know it. Just keep on working. You're working with the Browns. As much as they go through, you're going to go through, Brad. So stay with the Browns. If you believe in them, I guarantee you, so does Kenyon, that you guys will be the Mecca